Hi there. So in the previous lecture we did fix so that the character can move forwards and backwards, left and right. And now we are going to add some functionality so that we can have some mouse input. Because currently moving a mouse like this, left or right, doesn't really do anything. So in order to do that, we're going to do a similar thing for what we have done with the move action here. That's an input action. So we need a look action really. It's because we are gonna use the mouse to look. So I'm gonna create a new input action. I'm gonna call it mouse look. Let's open this up. It needs to be a value type of axis 2D. And let's go back. I'm gonna search for a mouse look. Same goes here. We get a two-dimensional value. I'm gonna break this. And when it comes to looking around, really, we are talking about rotations. And when it comes to rotations in Unreal, we have something called yaw, pitch, and roll. And so when we get X input from the axis is like moving the mouse like this, we want to rotate around the Z axis. And the Z-axis is really the yaw axis. Let me just show you. So if you look at the character here, you can see that if I select the mesh, you can see that the Z-axis is the blue one. And if I rotate around it, when moving the mouse left and right, it becomes like this. As you can see, it's rotating around now. And that's exactly what I want. The mouse input should behave like this. So I'm going to change that back to what it was. And the pitch is the green axis, because we are going to add some pitch as well, I believe. We can start with yaw, but the pitch is the green one. So let's see how he behaves. I'm going to go back to mouse look, and maybe we only need yaw. Let's see about that. But I'm going to do an add yaw input. Add controller yaw input really, and I'm going to connect this to triggered. And for the X value, we have this. Let's see how it behaves. I'm going to click on this. Oh yeah, I actually forgot to register this action in this here. So make sure to add one mappings here and choose your action. I'm gonna call it mouse look. And I think this is already good as it is. Let's try one more time. And now I can rotate around. And let's try one more thing. I'm gonna see if we can make use of this here. No, it doesn't want me to for some reason. There are some settings that still needs to be changed. Let's see if we can. And if you look at the pawn rotation here, it's using the control rotation. It means it's using the yaw rotation of whatever device we are making an input from. So I'm gonna try to uncheck this just to see how it behaves. If you look now, the camera is not really following the rotation of the character. What we can do is use this orient rotation to movement now for the character, just so you can see how it behaves. All right. Okay, there wasn't really much of a bit difference there, but what we need to do is make sure the spring arm component is having a yaw rotation. Make sure it's using the control rotation, because a character uses, the control rotation when we make an input. As you can see here, I'm doing an add controller yaw input. And really what this means is that the controller is an invisible entity that exists there. You can think of it of a hand controller if you want to. It has its own rotation, but it does not really have a location. So whenever we make an input, at first it really goes to the controller. So if you make an input to the keyboard, it goes to the controller, and then the controller will make use of that input to further signal the character's movement component to do the actual moving. Okay, so these are really communicating with each other. The controller and the character movement component, these are closely tied together. So now we are making use of the controller to rotate. And I'm gonna see how it behaves if I do add let's see. I'm not sure if this will look good. Let's try it out. And all right, not bad. So currently the camera does follow. We can run forwards, backwards, left and right. We can't really jump just yet. And yeah, so far so good. There's still work to do. I'm gonna keep it like this. So now you know how to add inputs for this one as well. So we have a move input and we have a look input. And let's see. So we need to be able to jump. And we could actually fix that right now, maybe. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can see. There is a built-in function called jump, but I believe we need a jump action for this. So as a mini challenge, I want you to implement this by yourself. And this time I'm not going to help you so much with giving advices, but all I can say is that you need an action. You register that action here, and then once that action is triggered, you jump. See if you can figure it out. It's an easy one, really. So pause the video and give this a try. Okay, hopefully you did well. It's really an easy one. So what I'm going to do is just create an input action. I'm going to go to input action. I'm going to call it IA jump. It could be a boolean. That's good for us. And as always, we need to register this. I'm gonna make sure I'm choosing the correct one. Yes, this one. There are two jumps here. The other one is from the third person input actions. That's a part of an asset I downloaded. We need this one. This is the action I just created. So input action jump, and I'm gonna type it here, IA jump. Well, if you look here in the pop-up, there is a pop-up that gives you the entire path. You can see that on the text at the very top. This is the jump that is in our blueprints folder and inputs. So this is the one I want to use. So once this is triggered, we want to jump. I think this is it. Let's try this out. There is something called stop jumping, and I don't think we're gonna use this. So I'm gonna leave it there, but I'm not really gonna connect it to anything just yet. Let's see if this triggers. Oh, as always, I really forgot to connect it to a button. This always happens. So if you go to the Revenant IMC here, I put the jump here, but I haven't really told it which button to use. So I'm gonna use space for that. Compile and save, and let's try one more time. And now our characters can jump. We are not really having any animation just yet, but we can jump. So now we have some logic for movement and jumping. And we are gonna continue with this in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.